here we have the brand new Super Battle Pack. And so this one is really crazy. I was finally able to get my hands on this. And so we've actually got 4 clones and what is it? I believe 5 droids in this. So we've got a total of 9 figures in here. And then we even have kind of the droid tri-cannon. And so then we've got a staff. We've got so many things to unpack here. So what we are going to do is we are going to compare this set to see if it is the best clone battle pack set within the past, 4 years. And so we're going to take a look at the most iconic one in recent history. And then we have the 501st Specialist. And then we also have the 332nd. And so we are going to be taking a look at all of these. And so we will be deciding if this one stacks up to this Super Battle Pack, and we will determine which one of the, my goodness, we have so many, which one of these battle packs within, or since 2020, the clone battle packs is the best. So we are going to put these together. I'll put this one together in the time lapse, and then I'll show you guys. And here we have the new Super Battle Pack. And so we've got a ton of figures. And so we've got 3 of kind of the just original, the plain Phase 2 clone troopers. And then we have a shock trooper. And so this is also in the new gunship that came out. So it's really cool to have that figure in a much cheaper set at $30 instead of the $140 price point for the gunship. And then we have this speeder, which when at first, when you look at the box and the way that it is kind of like tilted, it looks a lot smaller. And so I was pleasantly surprised at how much bigger it was than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be maybe like this small, so like maybe that big. So we'll get to that in just a little second. And we have kind of like this barricade that you can take off these, and there may be like the police shields that maybe the clone troopers are using. We have the tri-droid, very fun. It's kind of got this little bounce. And so it's got a whole bunch of flick fire missiles on it. I did try to use the flick fire missiles, and it kind of works, but it also takes a lot of the build with it. We have a wonderful staff, and so if you watched at all my openings of the advent calendar, we got one of the kind of brown color waves of this one, so it's really cool to have this separatist one. And then we actually have 5 droids, not counting this one. We have 5 droids, kind of the minifigure selection. So we have 3 of the brand new Super Battle Droids, and then we have 2 of just the regular B1 Battle Droids. So we'll take a closer look at our first kind of figure. So the Phase 2, the regular Phase 2, has been the thing kind of the LEGO Star Wars community has been wanting for a while. And so I believe it came in the 2014 I think it was like the Turbo Tank Microfighter set, and so I was able to get one of those clones through that one, almost 10 years ago. And so being able to have these in this set is really cool. Unfortunately, it does have the kind of the helmet holes that are maybe doubling up, and so I don't think they look as bad on the plain ones compared to the ones that have color, and so that's a little interesting for kind of my perspective. And so I kind of don't mind them as much on the regular Phase 2, but it just looks a little odd on our shock trooper, but it may just be the color that's making it stand out a little bit more. But very, very cool set. And so I think one of the things that I really enjoyed about this set was the building experience. And so one of the things that you look for in a Lego set is obviously kind of how cool it is, what is in it, but building experience is also huge. And so one of the things that I really liked and enjoyed is I've been putting together Lego sets for a very long time. And one of the things that I find a lot of joy in, especially in like a battle pack, is being able to kind of put these minifigures together once I open a bag. And so being able to have our first bag have all three of the Phase 1 like original clone troopers, I thought was really awesome. And then bag 2 had the shock trooper and then all of the droids. And so one thing I wish is I really enjoyed being able to put that together, because I think that's one of the most enjoyable things is putting together those minifigures or droids. And the last one was just the Tri-Droid, which is a fun build to do, but being able to kind of have like that incentive to open each bag with a new minifigure in it, I think is really cool. And so I really like this set. We are going to cut to when we have all the other battle packs here as well, so it might look a little crowded. We'll kind of have our own army of sorts, and so I'm excited to compare to see if this one stacks up well to the other battle packs that have come out in the past 4 years. So I'm going to cut to that in just a second here. This is insane. And so we've kind of got almost the entire Grand Army of the Republic kind of pointing at you guys. But we're going to, let's say, I think we'll go left to right. So my left, hopefully it's your left as well, but we have the 2020 501st Battle Pack, Super Battle Pack you want to call it, where normally a battle pack normally just had most times 4 of the minifigures, whether that's clones or snow troopers or anything like that. And so this was the first of its kind. And so we're probably going to be comparing these two the most. But in this one, we have 2 amazing builds. So we have our walker and then our speeder that are far better than the ones that we have in this set. It came with 4 of the original 501st. Well, technically not the original 501st Phase 2. That goes back to 2013. But these are definitely the best version of that. It came with 2 battle droids, so kind of a measly competition there where the battle droids were going to get destroyed, and it was just inevitable. Then we have kind of the 501st Specialist one, and so this is where I believe the helmet holes were introduced to the Phase 2 clone troopers, and so very cool to have this, especially as kind of a secondary to that. And so this one was $30, this one was $20. I added this one in, so this is the, I don't have the original box or bag for it, but I have like the Hoth one, so it was like this minifigure pack that had 3, but I wanted to include this one. So these are the only Phase 1 clone troopers. It's actually a mix of the Phase 1 from Episode 2 and Clone Wars. And so it's a cool set. I wish they would have continued this because it was really popular, but it was also really hard to get because Lego just didn't know that people wanted it for some reason. But this was $15, which is really cool. And so I guess Lego is saying that every Star Wars minifigure, at least for these, so far is worth $5 each, which for clone troopers normally tends to run that way. Here we have the 332nd, or Ahsoka's kind of legion of clone troopers, and so we had Vaughn and a couple or 3 other in here with our swamp speeder. So very fun build that's not like any of the others. Mentioned that we had the cannon, we kind of have this system right here. And so then we have already taken a look at this set, but I believe that the most value for what you're getting, it could be really hard because this one has amazing builds. But one thing that's really cool about this one is that it has actually like competition where we've got 4 to basically what would be 6, where compared to this one it's 4 to 2. It just seems a lot more fair. And so this one at 30 for the builds definitely is not as cool as this one, but I think the overall experience of being able to have so many minifigures, so many droids that you're opening up is really cool. And so I think that if I had to rank all of these that we have here, I believe at the bottom, I'm going to actually probably put this pack. So there's not a whole lot there. It was cool to have something at the $15 price point that wasn't a microfighter. But then probably going to go to this one with the Swamp Speeder. And we also, if we're building an army, we don't want any of the Captain Vons. I know it's not that different than the other ones, but yeah. So then we're going to go probably to the Specialist next. And then we've got our 2 super battle packs to compare. And so I think that overall, I believe that this set is going to beat out this set. And that's purely based upon we get a ton more minifigures or all of that. And so a ton more meaning we finally get this Super Battle Droid mold that we've been wanting, and we actually have competition here. And so very cool to kind of see LEGO do this. We had no clone troopers for a very long time, and then all of a sudden we have, so like all the ones that are currently available is like 1, 2, 3, which is, you can build an army off that like crazy. And so I believe that if I'm going to rank our brand new Super Battle Pack out of 10, I'm going to have to give it probably a 9.8. The helmet holes on these guys are not as blatant as maybe the other ones look to me, and so 9.8, almost a 10 out of 10. And so I really enjoy what kind of LEGO is doing, the way they're going. We don't get into a lot of minifigures, and we got a whole bunch in this one, so happy surprise. But if that's the way we're going, I'm very happy to be on that path. So this is a little bit of a longer video. I'm very glad if you stuck around just to kind of hear how happy I am with where LEGO Star Wars is going. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.